Folks, welcome into Appalachian Mountain Wrestling's Weekend of Champions here in Buckhorn, Kentucky. I'm your host, Nathan Little, and making his debut on the microphone today is Devin Jerome. How's it going, Devin?
Doing great, Nathan. Great to be here in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, the premier wrestling promotion in all of Appalachia.
Oh, yeah, we are getting ready with a main event level matchup to start the night off. Handsome Beau James taking on Brad Thomas in a matchup that is sure to have the crowd ready to go here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is scheduled for one fall or a 20-minute time limit. The first match of the night. Introducing first, weighing in at 302 pounds, hailing from Kingsport, Tennessee, Handsome Beau James. And introducing next, weighing in at 201 pounds, from Charleston, West Virginia, Brad Thomas.
You hear it there, Devin. This crowd squarely behind Brad Thomas in this one. Beau James, a history of leaving the fans upset after his matchups.
Yeah, two veterans of the sport here with quite a history, of course. The king of Kingsport, Beau James, will do anything that he has to do to win a match.
Yep, and everybody knows Beau James, standing across the ring from him, you are in for an absolute battle, regardless of him resorting to his underhanded tactics that he always resorts to. But looks like we're ready to get started here. Referee Austin Campbell
taking a little bit of extra time to make sure to check the equipment of Beau James there. Make sure there's no chicanery at foot here.
Oh, and here we go. The bell rings in. We're off at the Weekend of Champions. Tie up Beau James taking the smaller man straight into the corner.
The size and power advantage is clearly in favor of Beau James right now, Nathan.
Beau is definitely the bigger, stronger wrestler of the two, but I'm telling you, Brad Thomas, do not underestimate the heart of Brad Thomas.
Yeah, these two men are very familiar with each other. They know each other's weaknesses, and never count out Brad Thomas. He will find that opening, and he will do his best to take down this massive Beau James.
Trying to get the crowd going, get that adrenaline pumping early on in this one as he goes for the lockup. Beau James immediately into a side headlock, and looks like Brad Thomas could be in some trouble early on in this one.
Yeah, Beau James grinding down here. A test of strength here as Brad Thomas wheeling himself back into position.
And Beau James pulling him back into the position there. He grabbed the hair. Referee did not see it. Expect some foul play there, but this will be a play on.
The referee and Beau James mouthing to each other a little bit here. A little bit of animosity in the ring.
Brad Thomas trying to fight out of it. Beau James slings him down.
Beau James winning this opening exchange here with a massive show of strength.
Looks like we had Brad Thomas claiming he got the hair again.
Beau James says, No, I did nothing wrong, ref.
We've heard him say that before. I don't know. Usually if he goes out of his way to tell the ref he didn't do anything wrong, Beau James did something wrong.
Right back into the side headlock here is Brad Thomas into the hammerlock.
Brad Thomas, side headlock of his own now. Maybe the first time since this bell rang that he's been in a position of strength here. Ducks under the clothesline, comes up, big drop kick. Beau James retreats through the ropes. And Brad Thomas has him on the run early on in Buckhorn, Kentucky.
The first time tonight we've seen Beau James hit the mat, and he is upset right now. Crowd firmly behind Brad Thomas in this contest.
James asking for Thomas to be backed up so he can get in the ring. He's back in the ring. And we will see if the King of Kingsport has gathered himself. Looking for the test of strength here. Brad Thomas should know better.
Yeah, Beau James trying to take the match in the direction that favors him the most. And, of course, in pure brute strength, he has a massive advantage over this speedy and athletic Brad Thomas.
And Brad Thomas is also a man of respect. And Beau James, when you get in these tests of strength with Beau James, he always finds a way to get a little advantage. Right now he's just using brute strength, but I would not be surprised if we see some shenanigans here from the King of Kingsport.
Yeah, Beau James not above taking any liberty that he can here.
James with the kick out of it. Working on that arm there.
Really working the shoulder of Beau James, trying to put some money in the bank here for later.
Crowd crying to break it. Beau James' arm. I don't know that Brad Thomas will sink to that level, but he doesn't look like he's letting go, Devin.
No, Brad Thomas, a competitor with a lot of honor here. He's going to hold on to this hold and try to wear down the big man.
And Beau James reaches the ropes. Referee backs up Brad Thomas. Beau retreats to the rope, and now he has to...
Calling the small joint lock here, trying to say that the competitor here, Brad Thomas, was grabbing him by the finger.
Beau, you know better than that. Circling each other one more time. Brad Thomas again going to that arm. Working the arm of the larger competitor could be absolutely what Brad Thomas needed to do. Maybe he scouted that one out before this as Beau James throws him over but takes the big drop kick. Middle of the ring. 1, 2.
A fast 2 count there from Brad Thomas, but Beau James kicks out and, of course, retreats to the corner and makes the man separate the competitors here, taking a little bit of extra time to get that breath in.
Needs to take a breath or two. He was within a second of walking out of here a loser at the hands of Brad Thomas after that big drop kick there in the middle of the ring.
It's a contest of will here as they go back to the test of strength. This did not work for Brad Thomas before.
Brad Thomas immediately looking to work that arm. Oh, look, Beau James with the blatant cheap shot on Brad Thomas in the turnbuckle.
Referee admonishing him, but the damage is done. Competitors circling each other here. Thomas trying to get the vision back in his eyes after that cheap shot. Back to working the arm here as Thomas take away one of the best weapons of Beau James here.
Beau James always holds up that fist and talks about how many men that it's put down over the years. But if he can't hold up the fist, he can't do anything about it as Brad Thomas continues to work on that left arm of Beau James.
Thomas was working the double wrist lock there. That absolutely tears apart your shoulder.
Beau James.
Looks like he swept the leg there.
Swept the leg, but Brad Thomas still not letting go of that arm.
Has to watch those shoulders. That's twice now the refs took a count.
He knows that if he can get that get that other leg up and get that back against the mat for a second or so there, he can go for an armbar of sorts. And maybe, oh man, did you hear that one?
The absolute impact there from handsome Beau James as he just snapped a rib there of Brad Thomas.
Rubbing his face right into the mat, and this is where Beau James excels. Finding ways to inflict pain that normal men would not resort to as he goes to the rake of the back there.
Beau James firmly in control now as Brad Thomas can only try to survive this onslaught.
Brad Thomas takes the shot to the face there. And this match has turned on a dime, Devin.
Right back to the shoulder, though. Brad Thomas here with a recovery. Well, that left shoulder of Beau James has really got to be hurting right now.
Whew.
Really working that hold right now.
Brad Thomas going to the headstand and bringing those knees right back down in to the arm of Beau James, and he is doing as much damage as he can possibly do. That puts all of your weight and then a little extra.
James with a less than honorable tactic there to get out of the hold, but nonetheless it is successful as he is back in control now. Look at the smile on his face. He is a man who loves to torture his opponents.
One of the many nicknames of Beau James, he says he's the man who likes to hurt people.
Straightforward and to the point. Firing back here is Brad Thomas, but he has taken a lot of damage in this match, Nathan, and Beau James is firmly in control. Reached the midway point of this matchup. Brad Thomas is taking several shots to the eye from Beau James, and now he looks like he may be blinded at this point in the matchup. Yeah, it's hard to hit what you can't see, and Brad Thomas can't see anything right now, much less the opponent in the ring.
Felt the presence of Beau James, and he is just swinging, Devin.
Yeah, absolutely wrecking his opponent here.
Goodness.
Dumps him out to the concrete below with a sickening thud. Beau James perfectly happy with a count out here.
Brad Thomas may not make it back in the ring.
Crowd trying to wheel their man back into this one, but he's back in the clutches of the King of Kingsport right now.
Oh, my goodness.
An absolutely devastating attack there. Just came down, sucked all the wind out of his lungs with that one.
And Brad Thomas fell to the floor like a rag doll.
Refs count up to 5 now. Beau James right back as the torture will continue here. He's going to do it again, Nathan.
Oh. Gosh.
Brad Thomas has no idea where he is right now. The man can't breathe, he can't see, and he has taken a vicious beating tonight at the hands of Beau James. The referee goes out to check on him.
Referee to the count of 4, and Brad Thomas.
He's not getting up.
Barely stirring. Back on his feet again.
Trying to fire back at the monster Beau James here, but Oh, and he caught him. It's payback time. 1, 3, 4 shots to the chest. Beau James is retreating to the corner, but Brad Thomas is coming right after him.
Brad Thomas, after what felt like an eternity on the outside of the ring, comes in with a second wind, but whatever wind he had, Beau James just kicked right out of him as he goes for the cover. And the kick out by Brad Thomas. How can he keep doing this, Devin?
2 9/10 away there. But now the grind. We're right back to it as Beau James is just wearing down this already beaten and battered Brad Thomas. Crowd trying to wheel Brad Thomas back into it, but is the damage too much so far, Nathan?
You have to think so, but if Brad Thomas has 1 second win, and I didn't expect him to have that, I will never count Brad Thomas out, as he is almost up to a knee now, just trying to get turned over.
Beau with that rear chin lock just wearing him out, though.
That may be it.
Ref's checking him here. Can he come back?
Thomas back, trying to play defense again, trying to get back on level footing with the King of Kingsport.
Beau James adjusted his grip there. That may cost him. But a chop to the back of the neck just floors him. 2 9/10 again. And right back to that rear chin lock, just wearing him down some more.
Barely getting the shoulder up, preventing the 3 count. And now he is back fighting for consciousness, Devin.
Absolutely here. I mean, this is the 3rd or 4th time in this match that Brad Thomas has just found himself at the complete mercy of his opponent. He's fighting back here, trying to find that strength. James adjusts the grip again, down to a side headlock.
Thomas driving those elbows, comes off the ropes and takes a shot to the chest. That's got to be it. And he powers out again.
Boy, Beau James has done a massive amount of damage to this competitor, really just sucking the wind out of him. I mean, there's no way that Brad Thomas can be breathing properly right now.
Brad Thomas in that corner, fighting his way out. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the kick did absolutely nothing to Beau James. He smells blood in the water, and he's coming in for the kill here, Nathan. Referee may have to stop this to protect Brad Thomas from himself.
Crowd wanting to see Brad Thomas take control of this one, but I don't know what he's got left.
Yeah, Beau James is here to make a statement in Buckhorn tonight. The weekend of champions, and Beau James is the most decorated champion in AMW right now, and he's here to show everybody.
Beau James, a well-traveled man, traveled all around this country, won many championships, put many men on the ground for 3 seconds, for 10 seconds, for that matter. But Brad Thomas, for whatever reason, has not given up. He keeps, as we come in on the last few minutes of this matchup, could we see maybe a draw at this point? He's lasted 15 minutes, Devin.
At this point, a draw would be a victory because he has spent more than half of this match at the mercy of the King of Kingsport. But right now, he's coming back, and he's got the big man down.
Shot to the back of the head of Beau James, and Beau James does not know where he's at.
Stomp to the gut. He's in the ropes, though. He has to watch the ref here. Do not want to get disqualified when you have the momentum right now.
Schoolboy up Beau James.
The veteran finds the ropes immediately there.
Brad Thomas, a veteran in his own right, but he's got to be aware of where he's at in the ring. No place but to go but the ropes from there. Falls on top of Beau James.
You can guarantee Beau James knows exactly where he's at in the ring because he's in control here. Even though he's on defense right now, Beau James has taken every part of this match into consideration, and he knows exactly what he's wanting to do.
Beau extending the hand to Brad Thomas. Kicked away, Brad Thomas. Fool me once, shame on you, Beau, but fool me twice, shame on me. And he is not falling for the tricks of the King of Kingsport as he throws him into the corner. Oh, reverse Brad Thomas into the corner. Big clothesline from the King of Kingsport.
A huge lariat there just floors Brad Thomas and sucks all the wind right back out of him. Nathan, this could be a pile driver, and it is!
That's got to be it,
You can count to 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. This match has got to be over.
That is it. Beau James with the victory over Brad Thomas to kick off the Weekend of Champions in Buckhorn, Kentucky. The crowd booing, the crowd upset, but you saw the match, Devin. Beau James
absolutely dominant.
In control for the vast majority of that matchup. But what about the heart of Brad Thomas to stick in there as long as he did?
Oh, just an incredible show of heart and determination from the man Brad Thomas, a veteran in his own right, but Beau James tonight, just a dominant performance.
Collar and elbow bouts usually began as a contest of balance. The opening position or stance featured the hand and arm positioning which gave the wrestling style its name. Contestants faced one another, each placing one hand on his adversary's shoulder and gripping his adversary's forearm with his other hand. This establishes the opening box, prevents bull-like rushes or throat grabs, minimizes disadvantages in height or arm's reach, and prevents deft footwork. Here, the champion squares off with the challenger. Each holds the stance until his opponent forces or permits him to break.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is a tag team matchup scheduled for one fall or a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, weighing in at 457 pounds from Orlando, Florida, your 3-time NWA Tag Team Champions of the World, the Heatseekers! And introducing next, entering the ring at a combined weight of 430 pounds, the team of Jordan Clearwater and Michael Jameson.
And folks, here we are, second matchup of the night. The 3-time NWA Tag Team Champions of the World, Heatseekers, taking on Michael Jameson and making his AMW debut here in Buckhorn, Jordan Clearwater.
Well, I tell you, these are two really good teams here in the Heatseekers, the 3-time NWA World Tag Team Champions. They're here in AMW to make a statement.
Oh yeah, Heatseekers, no stranger to Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, the first ever Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Oddly enough, in Buckhorn, Kentucky, our first ever AMW card, the Heatseekers were on it. And man, we are glad to have them back, because when you get just a well-traveled championship magnet like the Heatseekers in your promotion, it brings out the best in people. And what a way to start it off, his career here in AMW for Jordan Clearwater, than to test his might against Sigmund and Elliott.
Yeah, Sigmund and Clearwater will start this off, and Sigmund offering the handshake here. Clearwater, little leery of that one.
Little hesitant because he knows what to expect. Michael Jameson, he's got a veteran over there in his in his corner, and he's probably let him know, hey, man, do not trust these guys right now. I know adrenaline's running high, but you got to go out there and perform to the top of your game. Oh. And look at that. Extends the hand. Sigmund goes for the cheap shot and ends up paying for it by eating some canvas.
Boy, a little bit of veteran savvy from the rookie here as Clearwater able to reverse the cheap shot attempt there. And he's tell you what, this is a great looking young athlete here. And he's come to wrestle tonight.
Yeah, I used to look just like that, Devin.
Absolutely.
I used to look just like that.
That was last Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yep, that's no, I believe it was Wednesday. It's not been that long. As they get Sigmund back in the ring, crowd clapping, trying to get Clearwater going here as they go for the collar elbow tie up, and we are off.
Seems to be a little bit of a strength advantage here for Clearwater, but the experience advantage clearly in favor of Sigmund. Headlock takeover here.
Oh, head scissors from the rookie there.
But athleticism can take you a long way here. He's in here with some very experienced people, world champions even. How's that for a debut match?
Jordan Clearwater not looking like he's missed a step. Oh, pinning combination there from Sigmund.
A little bit of a rookie mistake. You have to keep your weight on those hips there.
Jawbreaker from Sigmund, and he goes and tags the big man, Elliott. Oh,
drop toe hold there.
Everybody's the same height when you're laying down on the ground, David.
Yeah, philosophy straight out of the dungeon there. Clearwater working the headlock here, trying to maybe get a tag.
Jameson getting into the action here.
And the experience gap just got a little bit shorter here.
These headlock takedowns seem to be the method of choice to inflict pain tonight.
Yeah, trying to keep the huge competitor here, Elliott, on the ground, but you know, like we said, everybody's the same size on the ground, but on the feet, Elliott, a powerhouse here. Well, he's muscling right back up. He takes a shoulder tackle there, and you know, Jameson actually with a little bit of show of strength there.
Oh yeah, caught the big man right square with the shoulder, takes him off his feet, and now he is working that headlock on the ground.
Really trying to wear the big man down, trying to keep the wind out of him and make sure he can't fire back, but here he does. And on the feet, you can see the size difference is really pronounced here. Right back to the ground as Jameson, a veteran tactics here.
Jameson, what you always got to look for with him, Devin, is that super kick of his, because he can hit it out of nowhere, and it is good night, Irene, when that foot hits the opponent's jaw. As Jordan Clearwater enters the matchup now. Don't know really what to expect from Jordan Clearwater, but I've been hearing the buzz. I've been hearing the talk. Everybody wants to see how far this rookie can go.
A great-looking young talent here. Athletic, big, tall kid.
Sky's the limit, but he could be in some trouble now as the Heatseekers are there in their corner, both of them.
Maybe going to break in the greenhorn here a little bit as Irish whipped into the corner, but a reversal. Right back into the headlock, and a headlock takeover here. Putting Sigmund on the ground, and we're going to keep on grinding into these world champions.
Just goes to show you the talent level in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. We have world champions, multi-time world champions in the ring. Oh, as Jordan Clearwater, you can't.
And the rookie turns his back to the legal man, and he pays for it. And that right there is veteran savvy, taking over in this match. And Clearwater's going to learn the hard way. You don't ever turn your back on a world champion.
And Michael Jamison jumps in the ring. Referee, of course, gets him out because he's not the legal man, but his partner is taking a beating outside the ring right now as Sigmund throws him back in the ring. And the Heatseekers look to have taken control of this tag team matchup.
Well, the future could be bright for this young man, but he has to make it out of this match alive, and right now it's not looking great for Clearwater.
The big man comes in. Oh! Tag team tactics to a T.
What a
near
incredible
fall
kick
there.
out there, but the beating will continue, and an incredible job here by the world champions to keep him away from his tag team partner. They want to isolate this rookie and just put a beat down on him and make sure that they keep Jamison, the more experienced wrestler, on the outside of those ropes.
No doubt about it, no doubt about it. As Elliott, the knee to the back.
Right in the
cover,
kidneys.
Near fall. Jordan Clearwater reaching for Michael Jamison, but Elliott is going to take him for a little stretch here.
We're going to stretch the young man, show him what this business of pro wrestling is all about. He's fighting back, though. Vicious elbows to the face, but the experienced tag team here, they know right where they are.
Elliott still had control of Clearwater, reaches for the tag, and now Sidman comes in with the headbutt.
Torturing the young man here, just so close to just maybe reaching out and tagging Jamison in, but and the cheap shot here. Antagonizing the...
And Jamison takes the bait, and the beating is on in the corner.
Vicious tactics here by the world champs, but they're the champs for a reason, Nathan, and this is that reason.
Big body slam from Elliott. Goes for the cover. 2 count only.
All heart here from the young man, but the champions really working on him here. They are beating those ribs to death.
So we've got a bit of a modified abdominal stretch here.
Almost like a reverse crucifix hold. Getting a little bit of help from his tag team partner here on the other side of the ref division. Jamison getting fired up in the corner. He does not want to draw the attention of the ref again, though, because Clearwater will pay for that. Trying to fire the crowd up here. Maybe will this young man back into the match. He's powering up here.
Up to his knees. Now he is on top of Elliott. Elliott turns around. The big DDT, and that could be it if he can get the cover. Here we go, Devin.
Only a 2 count once again. And Clearwater, what's it going to take to keep him down? I mean, these guys have thrown everything at him. They have beat the tar out of this kid, and he just keeps on kicking out.
As they switch out the...
Right back to the ribs there.
Little duo action there as after the tag and the cheap shot from Elliott on outside the apron there.
Stomps to the forehead now from Sigmund, and this is torture at this point.
Clearwater needs to get off of this side of the ring. He needs over there. He's just got to get within arm's reach of Michael Jamison. Jamison chomping at the bits.
Clearwater trying to fight back here. Shots to the short ribs. He's pushing for the corner. Sigmund can't hold him. But
Sigmund
the distraction.
There's the tag.
The ref didn't see it, Nathan. The ref did not see that tag. And the beating will continue on Clearwater.
It's a shame there. Elliott jumps in the ring, gets the attention of the referee. Referee attends to him and misses the tag that Jordan Clearwater wanted so much, as the skipping front kick there from Elliott drags him to the middle of the ring. Big elbow drop from the big man. 1, 2, kick
Once
out.
again.
You see Jordan Clearwater anticipating the cover, had his legs up there and used every bit of strength he had to get out of there by the 3 count.
Yeah, all of Clearwater's strength is coming. It's being used to kick out right now. He's just trying to survive long enough to find that opening, find that position where he can get to the corner and bring in Jamison, because other than that, there is no hope for him in this match.
Here we go, Clearwater up. Elbow to the head. Ducks through. Double clothesline here. Elliott's still in between Clearwater and Jamison.
So even on his back, the world champions here able to cut off this man from his partner. Ref counting both men here. Both partners reaching.
Elliott trying to knock Jamison off the ropes there. Elliott gets the tag. Clearwater gets the tag. Here comes Jamison, and he is as fresh as anyone in this matchup. Taking care of the Heatseekers 1-on-2. Big
Huge flying knee there.
flying knee there from Jamison. Jamison picks up Elliott, throws him into the ropes, and he gets a flying knee. And Sigmund with the blatant rake to the eyes.
Fresh or not, Jamison just can't fight 2 men at once, and right now Clearwater is no help to him in the corner.
And Sigmund hits Elliott. Jamison with the tag, Clearwater. Can he do it here, Devin? Looks like he's going for it. The sunset flip cover. 1, 2, 3, and they pin the world champs, Devin. Jordan Clearwater's first night in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and he pins a world champion's back to the mat for the 1, 2, 3.
An amazing upset here by the young man.
Sigmund shaking his head, does not know what happened there. Gets his bell rung with the elbow after Jamison did some spectacular work. Sunset flip cover, 1, 2, 3.
This is a statement here tonight, Nathan.
What a statement for the rookie. 1, 2, 3. Michael Jamison soaking it in right now with his young partner, Jordan Clearwater.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is scheduled for 1 fall. It is a women's championship matchup. Introducing first, hailing from Kingsport, Tennessee, Country Strong, Misty James. And introducing next, hailing all the way from Rydell High, Big Mama!
And here we are, folks. This is the first ever Appalachian Mountain Wrestling women's matchup, and we've got a face that you're familiar with in Country Strong, Misty James, taking on the newcomer, Big Mama, Devin.
Historic event here in AMW, the first women's match ever. Let's see these two competitors in action.
Which everybody knows what to expect from Country Strong Misty James. About the same that you would expect from her husband, handsome Beau James. We saw what Beau was capable of early on. Misty going for the pin attempt early, but Big Mama absolutely powers out of it. I don't even know if the ref got to put his hand down, Devin.
Yeah, the strength advantage here would favor Big Mama, but it seems like maybe a speed and perhaps a technique advantage for Country Strong Misty James. Of course, I'm sure she's got a few pointers from her very experienced husband here.
Oh, Misty Misty doesn't need many pointers. She knows what she's going to do. She knows what she's got to do. But we'll see what happens. Big Mama don't know what to expect from her. But you look at them across the ring from each other, and you just think that Big Mama's got to have the strength advantages. She eats a chop there from Country Strong Misty James.
But does she have the viciousness to counteract the absolute intensity here of Misty? Well, vicious chops there, and she answers my question immediately. She goes into the full mount here.
2 count there. Obvious strength advantage, obvious size advantage. Go to Big Mama. Hey, her name is Big Mama, Devin. You know what she's bringing to the table.
Nothing ambiguous in this wrestler here. Moves pretty well here, does Big Mama, though.
Takes the forearm right to the collarbone of Misty James. Misty James, the shot to the eyes, face, and
He's wailing on her here in the corner. Choking now. And throws Big Mama.
Look, and that's the thing about Misty James, is she goes for the cover here. Referee calls a 2 count. I don't even know. I think the count out was before the Misty arguing there for the 1 count. But with competitors like Misty James, they've got this extra gear that they can go into, Devin, that other wrestlers sometimes aren't willing to go to. They're willing to do things that other people just aren't willing to do to win wrestling matches, and that makes it that much harder for a newcomer like Big Mama to come out on top in one of these matchups.
Yeah, she will find that extra inch and take it anytime she can here.
Well, almost took out the ref there.
Right back to the eyes and nose there as Misty James, and she's wearing down Big Mama here a little bit.
Shot to the back and choking Big Mama against the ropes there.
Ref made it to 4 there.
Look, Misty's got 4 seconds.
She'll use 4.9 of them.
4.9. She just has to get out of there before 5, and that's all. And she's going to use everything that she can. Big shot there again. Misty James has pretty much kept Big Mama grounded for this entire matchup so far.
Yeah, knowing the size and maybe strength advantage does favor Big Mama. Misty James using her veteran savvy a little bit here to keep her on the ground and just punish her. This is Misty James's ring tonight, and she's going to show Big Mama.
Been hearing plenty of chatter about Big Mama as Misty James taking some time to run her mouth to the crowd a little bit, and now she's paying for it. And I've heard nothing but big things from Big Mama.
Well, when your name's Big Mama, you can expect big things, and she's in desperation mode right now, though, as she escapes another pinfall attempt, and Misty James right back to torturing her here. And the ref is getting his paycheck tonight as he is working overtime trying to keep Misty James from just destroying Big Mama tonight.
Again, this the inaugural women's matchup in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Misty James, no stranger to AMW. She's inserted herself into many a match. Anyone that keeps up with Appalachian Mountain Wrestling or watches our program AMW TV knows that Misty James knows what it takes to win matches and sometimes inserts herself into other people's matchups. But interesting to finally get her inside the squared circle for a matchup here on the books as Big Mama runs her over. Foot on the rope there.
Barely escapes that pinning attempt, and that's the thing about Big Mama, even if you're not quite out of it, just the weight and the size of her, she can keep you on the mat.
Yeah, I don't think Misty at that point really had enough energy to kick out of that attempt, but close enough to the ring. She's a veteran. She sees the rope, gets her foot on there. And that's all it took to keep this matchup going. And here we are, Misty James standing, Big Mama on the ground again.
James pulling her up here. Got a handful of hair. And they're beating the snot out of each other right here.
Man, the brute strength of Big Mama on display.
Got her up against the ropes. Just massive chops to the chest here. Just wearing her out. Trying to suck all the energy out of Misty James.
Oh, my goodness. Misty James trots over to the next ring post because she just absolutely does not know what to do after she takes that chop. And
reverses it here.
And there's what I'm talking about, that extra gear, Devin.
That viciousness that you see from someone like Misty James.
Take over there. 2 count only, but Big Mama starting to feel the effects of the pain that Misty James has put her through in this matchup.
Yeah, Misty James may be starting to get a little frustrated, though. She's thrown a lot of attacks here and can't seem to keep Big Mama down. And Big Mama trying to wheel herself back up once again. Stalking her prey here is Misty James, and she can see the victory in sight, and she's just going to lay the smack right here on Big Mama.
Big Mama barely hanging on here. But there's that strength again. Misty James hits the turnbuckle hard and takes the big splash from Big Mama. She is on a roll here, and she has turned this one around as the double clothesline.
Almost a double pin there.
I don't know who covered who, but they were both out of it. Neither competitor has much of an advantage right now. This one looks to be up for grabs at this point in the matchup.
Yeah, Misty James has put a lot more attack time in, but Big Mama's strength, every single shot is worth 5 of what Misty James is delivering.
It's like Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson.
The one shot can end it, but you have to land that shot. Well, they're just going at it here in the middle of the ring. Pure aggression.
A slugfest. Misty James into the turnbuckle. Dodges it, rolls through. Feet on the ropes, Devin.
And the ref didn't see it.
And that's what it took to get Big Mama down for 3 seconds. Misty James gets her feet on the ropes. That extra leverage was enough to get the win in this one.
Well, a good performance here from both ladies, but Misty James steals one tonight with the schoolgirl feet up on the ropes, and Big Mama's a little upset in the ring, but the ref's decision is final in pro wrestling.
Ref's decision is final, but man, oh man, just thoughts of what could have been. Big Mama feeling that this was her matchup, her AMW debut, first ever women's match. Got a feel for the Big Mama.
Kyle Maggard here with Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, the premier wrestling organization in Southeast Kentucky. No, Southeast United States. Now, our offices get flooded with questions day in and day out about how you can get your Appalachian Mountain Wrestling merchandise. Well, I'm here to tell you now. You can go to ebay.com, search Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, find our online store there. You can get your own Appalachian Mountain Wrestling shirt that I'm wearing. You can get all of our special DVD tapings, whether it's Thanksgiving Turmoil, Hardwired, Weekends of Champion, Summer Bash. Get your special superstar photos. Get them signed, get them unsigned. Prices may vary, but all the products are the same, and that's simply the best because we're Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and we're making wrestling great.
When somebody important is speaking, can you shut up and listen? Now, tomorrow night, across the county over here at R.W. Combs, Kyle Maggard is going to climb in the ring with me, and I'm going to whip him like the East Kentucky dog that he is. And I'm going to beat up Ronnie Garvin if he sticks his nose in my business tomorrow. But right here tonight, I want you to know that Stan Lee and Daniel Richards have got orders from me to hurt Kyle Maggard, to hurt Clinton Stacey. We're going to hurt them right here tonight, whatever it takes. We're going to make sure that they're crawling in that building tomorrow night. We are going to hurt them. Right. Dan Richards demands that that man right up there, that mask on, is thrown out of this building. Throw him out of here.
Shut up for a second. The liberal has something to say. Hillary Clinton's favorite wrestler has something to say. After tonight, both of these supposed East Kentucky heroes of yours are going to be out of business, just like the coal industry. I'm personally going to see to it. Hey, Dan, this match is about to end like this year's presidential election, all right? And it's not looking good for Hillary's man, okay? And whatever that is over there in that robe, they should just tie it up right now. Keep the robe on, Stan. Keep the robe on. Keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on.
And here we go, a much anticipated tag team matchup tonight as Kyle Maggard and Clinton Stacey take on Pretty Boy Stan Lee and the progressive liberal Daniel Richards. What you see right there at ringside, Beau James looks like he's got his bullwhip hanging out of his hanging out of his tights there.
Beau James circling the ring like a vulture. You know, it's could be a dangerous situation here for Maggard and Stacey, but looks like Stan Lee and Clinton Stacey will start this match off, and well, Stacey's a mountain of muscle here.
Well, everybody, you take one look at Clinton Stacey and you know what you're getting. You are getting pure, raw power in any matchup he's involved in. A little green, a little young in the wrestling profession, but you can't teach the kind of strength that Clinton Stacey brings to the table.
Yeah, they call that the intangible, and you can't teach these things. You can't teach a man to be the size of Clinton Stacey.
No, you can just make sure you eat all your red meat and get in the gym as much as possible. I've been trying, Devin. I've been trying so hard to get that Clinton Stacey physique, and I'm so close, but I'm just
almost there. Just you're just a few vitamins away.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I need to change up my vitamin supplements.
But Pretty Boy Stan Lee just wearing in here with this headlock, and Daniel Richards on the outside here, one of the most controversial figures in all of Appalachian wrestling, and getting a lot of attention lately. And I'm sure the fans will just love to see Stacey or Maggard, either one, just get their hands on him.
Stacey and Maggard, big fan favorites in everywhere AMW goes. The progressive liberal Dan Richards and Stan Lee and Beau James, for that matter. I've yet to see many crowds, enjoy what they bring to the table.
Yeah, a lot of questionable tactics here from all three of these gentlemen, and of course the mastermind on the outside, Beau James. We've seen him take every advantage he can possibly take in the ring, and I'm sure he's twice as dangerous on the outside with a weapon hanging out of his back pocket here. And watching Stan, get his arm just wrenched apart by Clinton Stacey.
Kyle Maggard looking on, comfortable, just buying some time right now because he knows that Clinton Stacey's got things under control. And man, when you've got Kyle Maggard, former AMW heavyweight champion, just sitting there in the corner, you know that you are in good shape.
Yeah, he looks calm, focused, maybe keeping an eye on, the two opponents that are officially in the match, but also keeping a close eye on Beau James there as Maggard gets a little bit of fun at the expense of pretty boy Stan Lee there.
You mentioned Maggard keeping an eye on Beau James tomorrow night in RW Combs at the Weekend of Champions. Kyle Maggard will be taking on Beau James with special enforcer at ringside, the Hands of Stone one-man gang, Ronnie Garvin.
Ronnie Garvin, an absolute wrestling legend, and he'll have to keep his eyes open and on Beau James all night because I don't care who the enforcer is, Beau James will find an opening if he can.
Stan Lee and Dan Richards not been teaming together very long, and you can see they're still working some of the kinks out, but Kyle Maggard, no kinks to work out between him and Clinton Stacey.
Yeah, equal opportunity destruction there by Kyle Maggard. Wearing into the midsection here, and watch out from behind, but no, the experience of Kyle Maggard pays off there. Once again, jawing to the crowd, but like a pit bull ready to strike, Kyle Maggard floors Stanley.
Oh my goodness. Daniel Richards takes the face full there.
Well, we know where his morals are. I'm sure what he does on the weekends is his business, but he didn't want to be there tonight.
I'll have no comment on that one. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Clinton Stacey coming in. Big shot to the gut. Side headlock here. Daniel Richards trying to fight out. One almost had the elbow in there, but no, can't get enough space to fight out of this side headlock.
Well, the strength of Clinton Stacey just on display here. I mean, he's got twice the shoulder length here of Daniel Richards, and he is just wearing him down right now. For Richards, though, he could be trying to pull something sneaky here.
Crowd chanting sissy.
Trying to dig at the progressive liberal here, and
big body slam there. Oh,
right back up to his feet, and might want to keep an eye on the man in the ring here, liberal.
That's Clinton Stacey taking the progressive liberal for a ride here. Oh my goodness!
Boy, a fireman's carry slam there, and Richards will roll out of the ring into some safety. Clinton Stacey and Kyle Maggard in command right now, and they're all over this team.
Beau James calling the timeout.
There's no timeouts in wrestling there, Beau.
He calls it every chance he gets. I don't know that I've ever seen him actually being awarded with a timeout.
Boy, helping Richards to his feet there, holding his hand, trying to tag in a man from outside of the ring there.
Richards has to get back in the ring.
I'll tell you what, though, the tactics of Beau James and Daniel Richards have succeeded as he has gotten way more than a 10 count outside the ring here from the ref, and the ref's too busy trying to keep everybody in line to remember to count.
Daniel Richards doesn't look as big as Clinton Stacey, but the 6'5" of progressive liberal is what he is billed at for his height. And you can see he stands eye to eye, the taller man, but Clinton Stacey, that strength, man. something that not many people can deal with.
Yeah, he's nearly as broad as he is tall here, but maybe that little bit of a length advantage in favor of Richards here, but Maggard trying to come in here, but now the ref's attention is firmly in the wrong direction, and
Maggard, taunted by the Progressive Liberal, takes the bait, and now his tag team partner is paying for it. Got to keep the level head there, because you know these guys are not going to play by the rules. They're not going to play nice.
yeah, you got 3 evil masterminds in the ring here versus only 2 men here in Clinton Stacey and Kyle Maggard, and no amount of experience can make up for the evil intentions of these 3 men.
Clinton Stacey fighting back up to his feet. And Beau James
Distracting Kyle Maggard here and the referee. And once again, the team of Richards and Lee will take advantage.
Maggard needs to calm down, because he's got his chance at Beau James tomorrow night, day 2 of the Weekend of Champions.
Working the hammerlock now is Daniel Richards, and they have beat this arm to death on Clinton Stacey, and even a mountain of muscle like Stacey has got to be operating at 50% or less after all of that. And Maggard's, he's off the apron here, so even if his man gets away, he's got nowhere to go. Maggard firmly distracted here by Beau James. The referee's not even in the ring.
And Stan Lee absolutely doesn't know where he's at, thinks he's got Clinton Stacey, and he's absolutely tearing into the Progressive Liberal.
The Progressive Liberal doesn't know what to do to stop this, and the referee has no obligation to stop it because there's no rule against attacking your own man.
Clinton Stacey at ringside, and I think Stan Lee is starting to realize. He's slowly beginning to realize the error of his ways here.
And now he realizes it, but it's way too late. And they bust heads here as Kyle Maggard makes them pay even more than they already have. And the bad intentions here of Beau James on the outside distracting the ref may be allowed for a fortuitous situation for the good guys here. Daniel Richards, his arm is in pieces after that.
The swift kick to the rump there of the Progressive Liberal.
Landing a foot firmly into the backside here, and now right back to that arm that his own teammate just wrecked.
Big kick from Maggard. Oh, but he takes one to the gut.
Almost a low blow there from Richards.
Right in the back from Pretty Boy Stan Lee.
Right in the kidneys there. Way up right at the count of 2, but Richards takes a cheap shot there on Stacey, but the ref's distracted once again, and here we go. I tell you what, this ref has had his hands full all night, and so far, now he realizes what's happening.
He's going to continue to have his hands full all night. Next match up, he's got Phil Fair at ringside as Stan Sierra takes on the hometown hero, John Noble. So you know that this ref's making his money tonight, earning his money tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs those glasses because he needs 4 eyes to try to keep an eye on all of these competitors.
And we've got the bear hug here from Stan Lee. Stan Lee, a big, strong competitor in his own right.
Very experienced, too. He knows that this hold is just going to sap all the strength, all the cardio out of Kyle Maggard and just make him a non-factor in this match. Ref checking on Maggard here.
Maggard's still with it, but he's trying.
Fighting back, maybe. Beau James on the outside here. Strangely quiet is Beau James, a man we never see stop running his mouth, but he's looking for any opportunity to sneak something in here.
Maggard breaks the hold for a moment. Stan Lee right back at it.
It's a struggle of two huge competitors here, and Richards distracts the ref, but
the ref didn't see the tag. Pushes Clinton Stacey back into the turnbuckle, and these two are at it again.
The double team the triple team in the corner as Beau James gets a shot in.
With the handle of that bullwhip right to the eyes of Kyle Maggard.
We've said it before. I mean, it's hard enough to keep an eye on four competitors, but now you got a man on the outside and Beau James who's sneakier than everybody combined, and this ref has no chance of keeping this match on the level. Daniel Richards, the controversial progressive liberal of Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and he is just wearing out former champion Kyle Maggard right now.
Stanley pulled off dirty tactics, and Clinton Stacey. Clinton Stacey, you've got to respect the way that he's got his partner's back, but you also have to understand, Clinton, to keep a level head and do not get the referee's eyes off of that corner over there. Because that corner opposite from him is where a lot of bad things are happening to Kyle Maggard.
Yeah, the over-aggression there, all the right intentions and all the wrong delivery there, but feet on the ropes here by Richards, and I think the ref may have caught him. Almost tried to steal one there. I'll tell you, these guys have no respect for the rules of professional wrestling. They will do anything to try to get a win here.
Anything to get a win, they operate at the very edge of the rules, and then when the ref's not looking, they do whatever they want to do.
I tell you what, for the past 5+ minutes, they've done nothing but deal damage to Kyle Maggard, who gets Stanley over, but the ref's not there to make the count because Daniel Richards once again has him distracted. Only a 2 count, but what could have been an 8 count.
And Stanley taking the big man, Kyle Maggard, off his feet. Daniel Richards back into the fold.
Stomping the ribs and now to the head of Kyle Maggard. Elbow right to the face there. 2.5 there, but Richards is wanting more, but he knows better.
Clinton Stacey dying to insert himself back into this matchup.
Yeah, he's had a lot of rest now on the apron for a long time as Kyle Maggard has just taken a group beating from this combination of Daniel Richards, Stan Lee, and Beau James on the outside. And he's firing back now, though. The former champion welling on the progressive liberal in the corner.
Throws him into the next corner. Going for the big splash, but he eats the boot of the progressive liberal who tags in Stan Lee. And the double team.
Ooh, the wishbone there.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, if anything will ruin your evening, it is that move right there. And Kyle Maggard has taken an absolute beating tonight.
Gotta find a way to get to Clinton as he sends Stan Lee flying into that second turnbuckle there.
How's that for getting payback? But he's got to get to the corner and get Stacey in.
Richards in,
and he does.
In. Jumps over the top rope, and he takes down the progressive liberal, takes down Stan Lee.
Takes down the liberal again. Maggard's back on his feet, and we have an all-out brawl in the ring right now.
The referee has no idea what to do. As Kyle Maggard laying into Stan Lee.
Richards and Stacey are the legal men right now. Referee really has nowhere to call, and I think we're going to see a crash. And right there it is.
And here it is. Is it the spear? He hits it, folks. That's got to be it.
Beau James is in the ring. What's going on here?
And he hits Clinton Stacey with the bullwhip. referee calls for the DQ. And folks, this one has devolved from a wrestling match to just a backyard
barroom brawl right here.
That's I don't even know if barroom brawl is respectful enough for what's going on here right now.
Stan Lee has Kyle Maggard in a camel clutch here, but there's no match, so he's just going to torture him here. And Richards and Beau James with the whip to the back of Clinton Stacey. This has got to be stopped.
This is 3-on-2.
They need to get security out here.
Somebody needs to come out here and help these guys.
The official has absolutely no chance of reining in what's happening here.
Oh, my goodness. The whip to the... Oh, my...
Torturing Kyle Maggard.
And here comes Jordan Clearwater.
Jordan Clearwater, we saw him make his debut earlier, and he's here to clean house. He's going to whoop some tail here. Taking turns, beating the tar out of all these guys, and he's coming here to help some friends.
Taking them all out. Beau James tries to stop him. Jordan Clearwater, man, he is holding his own out here for a young man. Clinton Stacey, Kyle Maggard back on their feet, folks. We've got us a fair fight.
3-on-3 action here in Buckhorn.
Beau James out of the ring. Stan Lee sent flying. There's Daniel Richards, folks, and that is what happens when it's one-on-one. You see what these guys can do. Jordan Clearwater, Kyle Maggard, Clinton Stacey.
Wrestling, a love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand, a brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow, the wrestling brand.
Now I can already tell here tonight that you people are going to be very disrespectful to me in Field Fair. Already tell it. Disrespectful. All of you. Now I told John Noble that you people here in Buckhorn are not very smart. You're not smart enough. Shut up, boy. Be quiet. So I'm going to smarten you up just a little bit. So pay very close attention. When you see this microphone in my hand, that is your cue to shut your mouth and pay attention. Be quiet. You, be quiet. You be quiet. Now I know there's some of you guys you want to act pretty tough because you got your old lady here with you. But let me tell you something right now. I'm not impressed she's got more hair on her legs that can chew tobacco better than you can. I could care less. These people, I'm not even going to say nothing else to them. Say something. Tell them right now. Hey, you people think he's going to beat Stan Sierra? You all are all sadly mistaken, because at the end of the night, Stan Sierra is going to leave here still your AMW heavyweight champion. And that's a fair deal, whether you like it or not. And I'm going to tell you what, this is a special night here in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Those are all special. When I get done beating John Noble 1, 2, 3 in the middle of this ring, if any of you people don't like it, you can get in a single file line and I'll whoop this whole building before I leave here tonight.
are, Devin, the main event of the night, AMW Heavyweight Championship on the line. John Noble in his hometown. Stan Sierra says he likes spoiling people's matches in their hometown. He recently spoiled Kyle Maggard's championship opportunity in Chavies. We will see if John Noble can make a change in Buckhorn.
Yeah, the weekend of champions here in Buckhorn will wrap up with this championship match as the Buckhorn brawler, John Noble, gets his first shot at the AMW Heavyweight Championship.
And we got the wrist lock here from the champ, who is obviously the bigger man. John Noble, you see the athleticism.
No slouch either in the strength department.
You see the prowess, the wrestling prowess of John Noble. Wrestled all over this region, one of the fan favorites wherever he goes for all that he's accomplished and all that he's able to do. And now he gets a chance to win the most illustrious championship in these mountains in the state of Kentucky in front of his hometown.
The Buckhorn brawler John Noble wearing the colors of the hometown, the purple, white, and black here as he is wearing down the champion, Stan Sierra. And we see Phil Fair hanging out on the side of the ring there. You have to keep an eye on him anytime Stan's in the ring.
They keep going. John Noble, he would be, it's easier said than done, but he'd be better suited to keep this one right in the middle of the ring, because if this gets near the rope, I would expect some shenanigans from Mr. Fair.
Of course, in the middle of the ring is where John does some of his best work, but the slight size advantage here for Stan Sierra, he's able to right now hold the hero down and trying to wear him off a little bit here.
John Noble fighting, trying to overcome the strength of the champion here. But that is, like I said, easier said than done.
So far, the action has stayed right here in the middle of the ring. Both guys using traditional wrestling tactics here to try to match their foe. Just wearing down John Noble here. The ref admonishing him. He was saying he had a handful of hair there. I'll tell you what, this ref has had to do a lot of work tonight to keep some of these competitors in line.
John Noble eats the shoulder tackle. Jumps up the big John Noble drop kick. I'm telling you, that drop kick. The arm drag takedown. Vintage John Noble right there. Every time you get in the ring, he's a threat to hit you with one of those high-flying drop kicks.
The most beautiful drop kick in the mountains right there from John Noble. But he has the champ on the mat right now, working on the arm. Keeping an eye maybe on Phil Fair over there. Maybe want to stay away from arm's reach or even cane reach.
Phil Fair looks a little worried right now. He knows, he's had a lot of, went through a lot of miles with Stan Sierra, and they've overcome a lot just by the skin of their teeth as John Noble jumps over another arm drag takedown there.
Right back to working on the arm of the champion, trying to take away one of those weapons here. Crowd getting into it, cheering on their hero, the local man, the Buckhorn brawler, John Noble. And right now, he's in command of this match.
John Noble looks like he's going to stomp the fingers of the champion here.
They're holding him to the mat as he works the crowd a little bit here, trying to get him to fire up, maybe sap a little bit of the attitude out of this team of Sierra and Fair here.
And there it is. I'm telling you right there, I've seen people take some suplexes, some shots to the head, hit with stuff, but man, getting stomped in the fingers is a whole nother kind of pain you don't really want to deal with.
Yeah, the sport of professional wrestling is a sport where your grip is the most important thing you have, and if you can take that away from a competitor, then they're wrestling crippled.
In the turnbuckle here, John Noble. Gonna have to release him for a second. Or just throw him to the other turnbuckle. John Noble in the turnbuckle. Stan Sierra eats some foam there, gets a foot up. Man, back and forth between these two competitors is a big swing net breaker there.
And that'll put Noble on the mat. Sierra maybe gets a chance to take a breath here. Look over and get some words from his manager, and he's right back in control of this match as he digs his boot into the ribs of John Noble.
Crowd chanting Noble, and there he is, folks. Phil Fair inserting himself where he has no business. The choke on John Noble with the referee's back turned.
Well, every little extra attack that Phil Fair brings into a match like that can just absolutely put Sierra right on top. And he's right back at it again, Nathan. This is deplorable what you're seeing here from Phil Fair.
Deplorable, I don't even know if that's the word for it, Devin. It's disgraceful. I can't. We always think that we're going to get an absolute quality matchup between two competitors, and then you get Phil Fair in the mix, and then all of a sudden it just leaves something else to be desired.
Yeah, there's a star in every win in Stan Sierra's win column because of Phil Fair, but they don't care. His goal is to keep that championship, and Phil Fair is there to help him keep that championship at all costs.
And John Noble throws him into the turnbuckle, launches him into the next one. What do we got here? Oh my goodness, the big forearm elbow shot there from Stan Sierra. And John Noble is in trouble.
Yeah, he could be concussed here. Sierra just absolutely smashed him with that forearm.
John Noble just staring, and he's got the boot right to the throat.
Stan Sierra would love nothing more than to send all these great fans here at Buckhorn home upset after he beats their hometown hero. And here's Phil Fair once again interfering in this match. And this referee has got to maintain control over this match.
Well, he can only tend to one person at one time, and when Stan Sierra is causing trouble and on one side of the ring and Phil Fair's on the other, he's got his hands forced. A big enziguri there connects. Looks like John Noble got
him in the shoulder there even.
Noble wisely grabs the rope. And I think Stan Sierra did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Trying to get the ref's attention a little more.
He puts his boot on the throat of John Noble, and there's Fair once again. And this is not a fair contest right here. John Noble has worked his entire career trying to get this championship opportunity, and Phil Fair is not making this a fair match. Not living up to his name is Phil Fair, and Stan Sierra has got an unfair advantage. This is a handicap match.
Basically, is the big suplex there, right on his back. John Noble still fighting through this one.
John Noble, an incredible talent in the wrestling ring, but it's hard for anybody to beat 2 men at once here. And that's what he's trying to do right now.
15 minutes remain.
Stan Sierra's one true love in life is this AMW championship, and he will do anything to keep it. And right now, John Noble is just trying to survive, much less win this match.
No doubt about it, as John Noble fights out the elbow. Sunset flip here, gets him over.
Well, long 2 count there, almost had him. Misses the enziguri this time.
Oh, and the modified ankle lock here.
Yeah, he's got that leg in lockdown right now, and Stan Sierra is in all kinds of pain. Ref checking with him right now. Can he survive here? Will we see a new AMW heavyweight champion in John Noble as he works the ankle of Stan Sierra here with a deep submission hold?
This one is, could it end right here? Could Stan Sierra put his hand to the mat and give up on this one?
He reaches the ropes. A little bit of a heartbreak here for the hometown, but
And John Noble releases the hold. Phil Fair up on the apron.
John Noble, a fair competitor, but maybe wants to punish Stan Sierra a little bit for the injustice that he's suffered here tonight at the hands of this duo of Sierra and Phil Fair.
And Sierra gets John from behind. And I know John's a fair competitor, but he wants if he wants to get even with Phil Fair for what he's done tonight too. So
Turnabout is fair play in this situation, and when it's 2-on-1, then sometimes the hero might have to maybe hold that hold a little bit longer, maybe put a little bit of extra damage, because they have no qualms about doing it, and they're doing it again right here.
Here we go. Sierra has the challenger up for the body slam. And what do we got here? Is Sierra going to that second rope?
Boy, Noble is completely out of it here. This could be the end of the match. Gets the boot up.
Eats the boot. Coming through there probably for that elbow drop that he hit so often. But man, oh man, did that go wrong for Stan Sierra. That could be what John Noble needed to get this one back in his grasp.
Noble trying to wheel himself up. Ref trying to eye both competitors here. It's a race. Who can reach their feet first? And it's the champ, but no! John Noble comes back.
Blocking the shots, throwing some, and John Noble is on fire, slings the champ off the ropes, hits him with the elbow, big clothesline. What? Could he be going for it here, the TKO? Oh man, Stan Sierra.
A thumb to the eye, looks like, Nathan.
And that could have been it for John Noble.
And there's Phil Fair once again, but the ref sees him this time. This could be a DQ.
And he's up for the TKO. Does he hit it? That is it, folks. We could have a new champion here at AMW. 1, 2, 3. That is it. John Noble wins it in front of the hometown crowd in Buckhorn, Kentucky.
An absolutely tremendous performance, and we have a new champion here in John Noble for the first time. His first championship opportunity here in AMW, and Buckhorn has a champ.
Get that man a belt.
What's Phil Fair doing over here? What's he doing? He has pulled the foot up here on the ropes, and he's trying to get the ref's attention.
Well, the bell is rung, the hand is raised. I think this one's over. Referee's jurisdiction, of course, always goes.
He's up on the apron here, trying to get his attention.
This is a
sore loser right here, is what this is from Phil Fair.
Phil Fair's just running his mouth here. We all saw it. John Noble, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring.
And they're discussing it here. Fair claiming to be an honest man, but we both know better than that.
The referee's had his hands full all night. Austin looks a little
tore up here.
Looks like he's a little confused as to what's happened here. He just said to restart the match.
He said to restart the match, and John Noble's not even in the ring. Where's he at? He could be in the locker room right now.
He's celebrating. There's the bell.
The bell is rung. Stan Sierra's in the ring, and the ref's begun his count, and John Noble's probably in the back celebrating with his friends and family. And this could be a travesty of justice here in Buckhorn. What is happening?
And John has started to make his way out here. Still doesn't know what's going on.
Stan Sierra's in the ring, and through no merit of his own, could retain a championship here that he clearly lost to John Noble.
Phil Fair trying to block John Noble's entry into the ring. Takes him out. 9, 10. Is that it?
The ref calls for the bell, and This is an absolute travesty here, Nathan. Stan Sierra will retain a championship that we saw him lose here.
He wins by disqualification, but I'm telling you here, I have never seen anything like this, and John Noble is incensed.
The true champion here is John Noble, and everybody in this arena knows it. But Stan Sierra, regardless, will leave with the championship belt that John Noble won.
But folks, I'm here. We will have a return match tomorrow night. R.W. Combs in Happy, Kentucky. John Noble will get another shot at this. And you got to think, Devin, he is going to be ready for anything tomorrow night.
Yeah, rightfully so.